So, like I said, this is Hey, everybody, it is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. I trust all is well. We got a new laptop. So, with that being said, we just getting everything cleared up, but we are here for State of the Real Estate Market. So, thank you for tuning in. This is an episode that we bring to you once per month. This specific episode, we do go live. A lot of the information that we're putting out there is in regards to what's happening in the real estate market. This is a platform that we not only talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we also talk about different hot topics around entrepreneurship as well as building wealth. So be sure to tune in. We're going to go ahead and jump into the real estate market update for January. This is one of these episodes where a lot of people really want to know what is going on in the market. So thanks for your patience as we get this all together and as we join each other in the new year, 2025. So happy to see you guys. So bear with me for a slight moment. We're going to go ahead and just make this adjustment as we just need to pull up the presentation for today. Let's see here. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so I know everybody's excited about this. So one of the big things that we have is the presentation for today. All right, there we go. There we go. Just making the adjustments. See, this is what happens when you go live. You know, when you go live, things do happen. You just got to be prepared. But we are there. So thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Once again, this is January 2025. State of the real estate market. This is the market update. It is February 17th, and be sure to stay tuned as we move forward here. If you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is something that we're going to be pushing forward this year, as in trying to really get more information out to the public. You know, a lot of times people are asking, how do I keep in touch with you? There's different things different topics that they hear, or something that they have questions about. So be sure to continue with the messages. I get a lot of messages in the DM. A lot of people send me little messages, questions. A lot of times I'll try to answer them in the next episode, or if it's in one of the private chats or private groups that I have, be sure to tune in, especially my investors. I get a lot of investment questions, as well as questions from different sellers, especially if this is the time to sell their property. So a lot of that we'll touch base with today in regards to the sellers. Keep the messages coming. I really appreciate it. Looking to really grow here, and watch me grow. Just watch me grow. I'll say it just this once, but just keep an eye on things. All right. So with the update that we have that's coming up, some of the key takeaways, that we want to discuss is the new year, new expectations. So new expectations going into this year. A lot of the economists are saying different things. What should we expect? Should we expect something new and great that's completely different? Well, truth be told is we did have the election year. We did go through the election season. Things were very uncertain during that time. So I know a lot of people are asking me questions, what should we expect once things transpire or before they transpire? So we're through that period. Now we're at a point where we're moving forward and trying to really figure out what's going to happen with the new administration that is coming in. You are starting to see a little bit of fluctuation in things. I would say more on the up and up. I won't say greatly up and up, but it is starting to trend towards a positive direction. And I would say this is part of the new administration, and then finally a lot of the uncertainties, a lot of things that were holding people back. Now they can kind of just move forward and start planning as in what they're going to do. The real estate market is still very uncertain, so I want to make sure that people are aware that it is considered to be uncertain, and some of the other things that will transcribe moving forward. So keep that in mind as you are making things happen this year. And that's what it's really, truly, truly, truly all about. So as we get people that are chiming in, I know there's different platforms. People are chiming in. I know there's people on LinkedIn. There's people on Facebook. There's people on where else? Social media. All social media. We even tapped into the Twitch a little bit as well. So with that being said, we appreciate everybody chiming in, giving their feedback, as in what what's on their mind and what's happening. So with that being said, let's go right ahead and keep moving forward with the presentation. Let's see here. So factors that will influence the real estate market in 2025. So interest rates, that is going to be the huge conversation. So many people are asking about the interest rates and what's going to happen regarding these interest rates moving forward. The interest rates are going to be a determining factor. More people this year are going to be keeping an eye on what's going to be happening in the market regarding this, because a lot of people are wanting to know if they're going to be able to afford homes. Now, I'll go ahead and explain it a little bit later on in this presentation that you're going to see some differences. A lot of people are thinking that, hey, no one's going to buy anything. Prices are going to sink because of the interest rates. Well, we know it was a factor last year, this past year, actually the past couple of years now, 2023, 2024, it's been a factor, as in what's been encouraging buyers to get into the market, as well as sellers thinking if they're going to sell their home, because a lot of sellers, they want to sell their home because of the values have gone up, and they want to be able to take that equity that's in the property and be able to leverage it to buy their next home. But when they look at that process in full, they're like, well, look how much I'm going to have to pay because of the interest rates. So it's looked at on both sides. So it's looked at on the seller side as well as the buyer side. So going back and forth with both of those, it is important that we do keep an eye on these interest rates moving forward, because it is going to be a huge factor moving forward here in 2025. So as I said, impact of inflation and interest rates. For the real estate market, inflation is good. Everyone is keeping an eye on inflation, because we know that if you drop the interest rates, you're going to have an increase with the inflation. So it's a balancing act that people are playing right now, as in really trying to figure out what is going to happen with the interest rates, and then what's also going to happen with inflation. Like I've reported before, guys, food is expensive. I've been doing some meal prepping this year, like a lot of people do at the beginning of the year. They're on the new diets and so forth. But even with that being said, you're looking at food costs for other items, supplies for builders. You're looking at that cost. You're really trying to really figure out what impacts will interest rates have on the economy. These impacts will slowly, I would say, waterfall to other industries if the rates continue to go up. But as you'll hear me say, that you're going to see that fluctuation. They're playing a balancing act right now, but you are going to see that they're going to be careful. These rates are not going to just drop dramatically, because there is that eye on inflation. If it drops too fast, then inflation is going to increase. So it's a balancing act and really trying to play things out right now. So be sure to keep an eye on the interest rates. It's going to be the talk around the market, in the industry, as people are looking at what's going to happen next for them. All right, home prices, ups and downs. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of reports, even from the economists, that you're seeing that some of these prices are starting to have a small uptick. And I think it is in reflection to new administration that is in office. It may have a reflection to that. We finally have a point of direction. I know we still have the uncertainty because it is definitely still there. There's nothing resolved throughout this process. So I can't tell you a story in regards to that. So there's still uncertainty out there, but you are starting to see the prices still slowly go up. And I think that's going to be the ultimate run. You're not going to see a big sink in the prices. Definitely not as of yet. We're keeping an eye on that moving forward. And that's what a lot of economists are anticipating. Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, we know this time last year, we were discussing what a lot of the economists were thinking. And, everyone thought last spring was going to be huge. And we saw that uptick, or that spring fling really slowly rolled out, and then it really didn't actually happen because we were really looking at those interest rates. People were anticipating those rates to drop during that time. So it is one of these reasons why I do bring you this information on a regular basis, at least a monthly basis, pertaining to the market itself, is because what you're finding out is that you really have to pay attention. There's going to be certain times where you're going to see downticks in the rates. There's going to be certain markets that are going to be impacted by price. The demand is going to be different. So it's really going to come down to your local market. I'm in the Tampa Bay area market, and I know in my market, there's pockets where you can see where prices are going up a little bit, and then there's pockets where you see the prices going down a little bit. Now you don't really see any prices dramatically falling, but there's a lot of building, redevelopment, that's specifically in my area, the Tampa Bay area, and people are taking advantage of these new opportunities. So keep an eye on your particular market. We are not seeing any complete drops in the prices at this time. Do we foresee a market crash? It's not foreseeable at this time. People are always wanting it, and I know I get it from my investors a lot. They really want to see a crash just because they're waiting for the opportunity to invest on new real estate. So let's keep that in mind as we're moving forward. That we are not going to experience a crash. I know some people are asking about it. Hey, I really want to crash because if it crashes, then we'll have an opportunity to invest. And those are some of the smarter individuals that understand this real estate market. You just have to get in where you fit in. Not every market is for everyone, but if you're on the investing side, there's always an opportunity to invest. It's just the way that you invest and how you should make sure you know your numbers. Knowing your numbers is going to be key. Know your numbers, because a lot of people are thinking that they can purchase a home like they did a few years ago, and basically anybody could purchase and be an investor back then, say around the pandemic time, be an investor and be successful. Now that story has changed. You got to be more careful. People who are purchasing homes right now, there's a specific need as in why they're purchasing home. And they're also looking for special features. A lot of people that are moving to the state of Florida, they're looking for features such as what they're thinking about. When you say Florida to a person that lives in the Northeast, they're thinking about beaches, palm trees, and swimming pools. So with that being said, if your property has a swimming pool, you have a higher opportunity of attracting buyers per a home that doesn't have a swimming pool. So it really depends on the individual buyer and understanding what your home is actually attracting. So for people who are still investing and flipping in this market, make sure that property has some special features or is in a very high demand area. All right. Should you continue to think about selling your home? Yeah. A lot of people are still selling a home. You're starting to see an uptick in inventory. With that uptick in inventory, you're finding that people have different reasons why they're placing their properties on the market. Some are trying to cash in on this particular market. They understand that people are still moving, and they understand that the inventory is still low compared to what it has been over the years. So with that being said, as the inventory is trying to catch up, people are trying to place their properties onto the market so that they can have the opportunity to cash in on the equity that their property has. With there being more homes on the market, pending sales have also increased. And I'm gonna speak more specifically to my area, but it is, I believe, on a national level that they are starting to see an uptick on the actual pending sales. Um, and I know with the inventory that is on a national level, you're starting to see more of that occurring as well. But always, as I've always told you guys, be sure to check out your specific market, because with your specific market, you're going to have the latest and greatest. So if you are working with a real estate professional, or have another way of understanding what's going on in your market, be sure to do so. See what some of the trends are. And even when you find out what the trend is in your complete area, try to niche it down to see what areas are actually having a little bit more success than other areas. So I always like to bring you guys the latest and greatest, as in what's new in the news. We'll go ahead and switch over here. Get this. So, guys, I appreciate you guys' patience, because you guys have been working with me for a little minute here. And what we've been doing, let's see here. All right, so let me switch back to this. All right, so what you guys have been doing, what we're doing is just doing a little switch. New computer, so bear with me. We're trying to make it happen, making some progress here in the new year. So new year, new computer. Build in the news. We're seeing that builder confidence edges up even as market risk concerns rise. So what is going on? So in the news, and I always share with you guys where I get this information, so this is not just brought up from anybody, but from the National Association of Home Builders. There's an article that states builder confidence edges up even as market concerns rise. And some of those concerns that we already mentioned, guys, was in reference to the interest rates, as well as the inventory, what's going to happen as we move forward. Let me do this here. All right. So what is going to happen as we move forward? As we're moving forward and these interest rates are changing, you're going to start seeing a flux, as in what is happening with basically how people are, let me see here, as in how consumers are responding to the market. As they respond to the market, there we go. All right. As they respond to the market, what's going to happen is, as interest rates may experience a little bit of a fall, you're going to start seeing more buyers come into the market. It's not that it's going to equal more sales at that time, because obviously a sale takes time. People going through the process, you're going to have more people coming off the fence as you start seeing a decrease in interest rates. And it's not going to be a huge decrease that will allow buyers to come off the fence, or even sellers start putting their property back on the market. But it's going to be those small tick downs that people are going to be like, all right, well, this may be the time. We're going to really see as we approach the spring season. As we know, in past, the springtime has been traditionally the time where you place your property on the market. But we know over the past few years, nothing has been traditional. So we know that placing properties on the markets at the beginning of the year, you're going to get people who are through the holidays. They've been thinking about it during the holidays, and now they're thinking about getting their properties sold, or the vice versa. People have gotten through the holidays. Now they're thinking about going ahead and purchasing a home, or as they're preparing that process, they want to see what kind of inventory is out there on the market. A lot of people get additional funds, tax returns. They plan on using that to go towards their closing costs, or whatever it may be, the cost of just moving in general. So be sure to check that out. So the other piece that I wanted to share with you guys, let me pull this up here. There was another article that was out there. Let's see here. Builder confidence. So builder confidence inches is another article regarding builder confidence. Inches to 9-month high in January. So a lot of this information is very fresh off the press. I try to give you guys some of the latest and greatest, but these are some of the things that the economists are saying. They're using the different indexes that are out there to be able to make these determinations. So this is also more information coming from the National Association of Home Builders. The National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index, HMI, rose to 47 this month, up 1 point from December. So, and the latest reading was above the forecast of 45. So they were only really anticipating a forecast of about 45. And with this particular index, as the points go up, it means that you're having a stronger builder confidence. And this index, they do the research, they've done the research, they understand if they're starting to get more people coming into their doors as builders, they're taking that as an uptick. That means that there's more interest for people to actually purchase a home. So keep that in mind. All right, another great article. And I always share this particular one just because it's that time of year right now, but it named Buffalo as top U.S. housing market for the second year in a row. And this is an article that came, where'd this one come from? The Globus. So this is a market. So a lot of people have been looking at Buffalo. You guys know I'm a Buffalo fan, so I can't help it. But I'm a Buffalo fan. So when I saw that last year, I was shocked. But they have a lot of development. It's not the same as it has been. A lot of development is going on there. A lot of new things that are coming. A lot of infill projects, a lot of development projects. They're doing a lot in that area. So those are some of the things that a lot of people are taking advantage of. And with that being the second year in a row. And this is basically, it says Buffalo has become the first metro to be named USA's hottest housing market by Zillow in two consecutive years. It achieved the rank in 2024 and 2025. This is when it's been announced. Obviously, it takes a period of time for them to actually announce it so they can calculate that information. So, but other metro areas that were in the top 10: Indianapolis, Providence, Hartford, Philly, St. Louis, Charlotte, Kansas City, Missouri, Richmond, Salt Lake City. So these are different markets that are actually experiencing growth. So I know a lot of people are saying, oh, the market's going to crash, but you have a lot of markets right now that are actually experiencing growth. So, if you see markets that are maybe decreasing, you really have to look at how much they're actually decreasing. If they are decreasing significantly, then that may be a concern. But if they're slightly decreasing, that's just playing the ups and downs of the real estate cycle. So keep an eye on this as we're moving forward. Like I said, everyone's going to be looking at interest rates. It hasn't been a huge interest in the past, but moving forward, you're really going to start seeing this. Another article that came from Yahoo Finance states that the housing market shocker, home prices surge despite high mortgage rates and tight inventory. So, like I said, the interest rates have not dropped like a lot of people have anticipated. They have not experienced this drop, but they are fluctuating. So they're starting to see them increase and a slight decrease, very slight decrease. So nothing significant has happened regarding these interest rates. And like I said, this article is specifically from Yahoo Finance. Fannie Mae's latest home price index reveals a surprising 5.8% jump in single family home prices year over year from quarter 4 of 2023 to quarter 4 of 2024. So that's an increase in the prices. So a lot of people were expecting prices to decrease. Prices are slightly increasing. So 5% isn't a huge amount, but it is in the upward direction, surprisingly so. So keep that in mind. A lot of these interest rates, for those who are waiting for these interest rates to just suddenly drop, it may be a better situation for you to actually get the home you're interested in now with the higher interest rates. If those rates do drop to an amount that is going to increase more interest, not only in yourself, if you were in that market and you didn't buy beforehand, but it's also going to increase the interest in those who have been sitting on the fence. So more interest means more competition. More competition, we already know what a lot of competition does. It just pushes the prices upwards. So keep that in mind for those who are thinking that they're going to wait to the rates drop so that they can get into the market. If you're in a position to get into the market now, you can get into the market now, get your property. If the rates do drop, then you're actually able to refinance the property. Now, if it's in a position where you're looking at getting a home later on down the road, like I said, there's going to be a lot more competition. And even if the rates go up from where they are right now, that means that you just have the cheapest rates that's out there on the market. So keep that in mind, and you actually have the home. So a lot of people are buying because they're in a position where they need to buy. There's going to be different ways of creating home affordability. There's a lot of talk about that in 2025, new administration. Everyone's talked about it, but let's see what actual actions are being taken. I know that there's a number of grants that are out there right now. I've been looking at the HUD reports where there's been money allocated. And when I say money, I mean like millions of dollars allocated for affordable housing. It's a big concern in multiple markets. I know even in my market right now, rental rates, I saw people have $400, $500, $600 increases in their rent. And that's critical. That's crucial. It's a significant difference. I've seen people experience this now. You're starting to see more people shared housing spaces. That's going to be a big trend that's moving forward. I have investors that are looking for those type of properties where everyone has their own room, but they share common areas, but they're different families or different individuals, but they're all trying to save. So keep that in mind moving forward. Home affordability is going to be a challenge as we move into 2025. But I wanted to make sure I brought you guys this information as we go ahead and get ready to kind of shut things down here for today. But this information is crucial. If you guys have questions, continue sending the questions. I like the questions. You guys send a lot of questions to me through my DM. Or you guys send me messages and comments. I appreciate that on the different platforms. I know we have people watching this on different platforms as we speak right now. So I appreciate you guys being a part of this. Continue with the comments. I appreciate it. Watch us grow. Like I said, it's going to be the last episode of me saying that, but just watch us grow. Looking for the opportunity, looking to connect with other people, help me get this message out there. So really appreciate you guys. Let me pull this up here as we go ahead and run through this real quick. All right. Be sure to like, subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. One other last piece: can Florida's housing market rebound in 2025? And then this was just a small, short article that I saw that I felt like I wanted to kind of share with you guys because it was a quick clip. And I'll share this guys with you before we head out. But this is a quick clip that we saw regarding the housing market. As you guys know, especially the Tampa Bay area, we got hit by 2 hurricanes, the interest rates, all things are going on. And, are we going to be able to rebound? I truly believe we will. But let's go ahead and take a look at this particular press video that came out. Let me know what you guys think.
Years and decades for home sales in the Sunshine State. Local realtors are reporting an uptick in activity to start off this year. Tonight, we're digging deeper into the factors behind this encouraging trend and whether or not sellers or buyers will ultimately have the advantage at the closing table this year. 2024 was one of the worst years for Florida real estate sales in decades, according to economic experts. The volume of home sales was down 50% from the pandemic peak in 2021 for a number of reasons, including the state's property insurance crisis and the number of homes on the market.
You have a lack of inventory, so buyers dissatisfied with the menu of options out there. They have inflation issues in other parts of their lives that really feel the pinch in their wallet, so that hurts. There was some election discontent and concern as to what was going to happen there. So I think having that settled, gives people confidence that they can move forward, at least from the unknown there.
Howard Flashin is a broker at Round Table Realty in St. Johns County and has more than 2 decades of experience in finding families homes. Flashin notes a pickup in showings, inquiries, and offers since January 1st. It says Florida remains a popular place to relocate to, depending largely on price point.
I'm seeing home prices below $350,000 struggling to find buyers because a lot of those buyers are reliant on all of the things that are causing affordability issues, which is not just mortgage rates being close to 7%, but also homeowners insurance is higher. But what we are finding is that homes that are priced well from 500,000 and up in Northeast Florida actually are not doing poorly at all. They're getting multiple offers.
So is 2025 predicted to be a better year for buyers looking to move into a new zip code, or for sellers like this family here in San Marco who are hoping to sell this home as soon as possible? Experts say there are several factors at play. News4Jax has learned that home prices are expected to stabilize this year and increase at a slower pace. Mortgage rates are projected to remain elevated around 6 or 7% in the short term, but may decrease as inflation eases. Buyer activity is expected to increase as potential buyers become more realistic about interest rates and market conditions. Flashin had this to say about the evolving real estate market that's experiencing diverging trends.
I think that we are probably still closer to a seller's market because we have such a shortage of inventory. Then you break that down granularly, as I mentioned before, and you have certain price points that are difficult to find a buyer for. And so a seller has to be negotiable if they have to sell.
Now, home construction is expected to ramp up and give buyers more options as well this year. Locally, there's been explosive growth in St. Johns County. It continues to be.
Well, there you go, guys. That was just a short clip I wanted to share with you guys. But in short, for those that were able to tune in, for those who didn't hear that clearly, in short, it was basically saying that surprisingly, even with the interest rates the way that they are, that prices are starting to see increase. They're also starting to see more pending sales, more buyers that have an interest in buying real estate at this time. So it's not a huge increase, but it is slightly, those numbers are slightly trending upwards, even considering the high interest rates at this time. So keep that in mind moving forward. We'll always tune in and give you the latest and greatest with the market update. So I appreciate you guys staying tuned in, being a part of this, and that's what it's all about. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys. And like I said, if you guys haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are looking to make that a little bit bigger and better this year. Bigger and better. Subscribe, share this with a friend. This information that we have that's out there. And for those who are looking to connect with me, you can find me on social media at Chris Brown RE Pro. There's my contact information if need be. Feel free, if you are in the Tampa Bay market and you want to set up a consultation, it's no obligation at all. But if it is something where you want information about your home, you're thinking about selling your home, and you just want to get the information that's in regards, I'll do a free market analysis for you, getting you the information that you'll need to understand the value of your current home, and then what it actually sell for in today's market. So that's a key thing. But until next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. State of the Real Estate Market with yours truly, Chris Brown, your real estate professional. Be sure, Real Estate with Chris Brown. Take care.